She said yes to marrying someone else 3 hours after I proposed. On a sidewalk, ring still in my hand, I watched the one thing I was sure of in my whole life fall apart in front of me. Part 1. The first look Ahmed Riza was 26 the first time he saw Zara Khan. And he would later say it was the only moment in his life he remembered in slow motion. It was a cousin's mehendi function, loud dholak beats, the smell of fried pakoras, aunties asking when his turn was coming. Ahmed hated weddings. He was standing near the food table, pretending to be busy on his phone, when Zara walked in laughing at something her sister said. Plain green dupatta. No makeup. Nothing trying to be noticed, and that was exactly why he noticed her. "You're staring," his cousin Bilal whispered. "I'm not," Ahmed lied. He was. He didn't even learn her name until 2 weeks later, when his mother, completely unaware of the wedding, unaware of the staring, mentioned that the Khan family's daughter, Zara, studying to be a doctor, might be a good match for someone in the family. Ahmed nearly dropped his teacup. Part 2. Slow and careful, the families arranged a meeting, stiff, formal, parents pretending not to listen while pretending to talk about something else. Ahmed and Zara sat across from each other, saying polite nothing things, like actors reading a script neither of them wrote. But under the table, something real was happening. "You don't actually want tea, do you?" Zara asked quietly. "No," he admitted. "I get nervous and forget to drink things." She laughed, really laughed, and for a second the room disappeared. They started talking on the phone. Not every day at first. Then every day. Then every night until 2 a.m. About nothing and everything: her dream of opening a free clinic, his fear of wasting his life on work he didn't love, her mother's failing health, his father's silence since his brother died. 6 months in, Ahmed knew. Not from a sign, not from a movie moment. He just knew, the way you know the sun will rise. He decided to propose. Part 3. The proposal, he planned it carefully. Her favorite flowers, a letter rewritten 4 times, a small ring bought with 3 months' savings. He waited outside her college, heart hammering so hard he thought she'd hear it before he spoke. When she came out and saw the flowers, she smiled that same real laughing smile. "Ahmed, what are you doing here?" He got down on one knee, right there on the sidewalk, students walking past, and he didn't care who saw. "Zara, I know we're supposed to wait for the families to finalize everything properly. I couldn't wait one more day. Will you marry me?" For one long, terrible moment, she said nothing. Her face didn't light up, it collapsed. "Ahmed, I need to tell you something." "Not here. Please, not here." His stomach fell straight through the ground. Part 4. The truth she told him in the car, hands shaking, unable to meet his eyes. Her father had arranged her marriage to another man 3 months earlier, a doctor. A good match. Already announced to relatives. Already fixed with a wedding date. Old-fashioned, terrified of scandal, her father had said it was final. Non-negotiable. She hadn't told Ahmed because some small, foolish, hopeful part of her had prayed it would somehow collapse on its own, that she'd never have to be the one to break his heart. "I was going to tell you tonight," she whispered. "I swear." "Do you love him?" Ahmed asked. His voice didn't shake. That was the worst part. "No," she said. "I love you. But my life isn't only mine to decide, Ahmed. You know my father. If I refuse, he'll never speak to me again. My mother is sick. I can't do that to her." 3 hours later, her engagement to the other man was formally announced at a small family dinner. Ahmed wasn't there. He sat alone in his car outside her house, a ring he never got to give her sitting in his pocket. a bouquet of flowers wilting on the passenger seat beside him. Part 5. The year of silence. They didn't speak for 11 months. Ahmed buried himself in work, avoided every wedding, avoided the street where the Mehendi function had happened. His mother noticed he'd stopped smiling the way he used to, but said nothing, sensing a wound she wasn't allowed to touch. Zara, meanwhile, was drowning in a different silence. Her fiancé, Dr. Salman, was polite, respectable, and cold. Their conversations were logistics, never dreams, never fears, never anything close to a 2 a.m. phone call. She learned quickly that being someone's suitable match and being someone's person were two entirely different things. She kept a photo hidden in a drawer she never opened in front of anyone. Flowers, a ring box, Ahmed's face right before it fell. Then, 4 months before her wedding, her mother died. Suddenly, a heart attack no one saw coming. At the funeral, through her tears, she saw a familiar figure standing quietly at the back, not approaching, not intruding, just present. Ahmed had come, not for her, for her mother, who had once told him privately, before any engagement was announced, "You make my daughter laugh in a way I haven't seen before." He said nothing to Zara that day. He stood at a distance and left before the crowd thinned. That silent gesture broke something open in her that 11 months of silence hadn't touched. Part 6. The question no one expected. A week after the funeral, Zara did something she'd never done in her life. She said no. She sat her grieving father down and told him, voice trembling but steady, that she couldn't marry Dr. Salman. Not only because of Ahmed, though that was half the truth, but because she'd spent a year performing a life she never chose. And her mother's death had taught her that time doesn't ask permission. Her father, exhausted by grief, didn't fight her the way she expected. "Are you sure?" was all he asked. For the first time in a year, she said, yes. The engagement was quietly called off. Some relatives whispered. Most simply moved on. But calling off one engagement didn't undo 11 months of silence with the one person she actually wanted. Part 7. Finding him again, she didn't call Ahmed. She wasn't sure she had the right to. Instead, she went to the small tea stall near his old office, where he used to sit alone in the evenings, staring at nothing. She waited 3 evenings before he showed up on the 4th. He froze when he saw her. "I heard about the engagement," he said carefully. "I'm sorry about your mother." "Thank you," she said. Then, before her nerve could fail, I called it off. The wedding. All of it. Silence. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because I spent a year being someone's convenient choice," she said, voice breaking. "And I don't want to spend the rest of my life without at least asking if there's still a chance to be your choice instead." Ahmed looked at her, really looked. The way he had that first day at the wedding, and for the first time in 11 months, something in his chest loosened. "You broke my heart on a sidewalk once," he said quietly. "I know. You're going to have to let me put it back together properly this time. No cars. No rushing. No secrets." "I know," she said, crying now, smiling through it. "I'm ready. Are you?" Part 8. The second proposal, they didn't rush. For 6 months, they rebuilt what had broken slowly, honestly, out loud, with both families fully aware from the start. No secrets. No silent suffering. No decisions made alone in fear. When Ahmed proposed the second time, there were no flowers, no college gates, no audience. Just the two of them on a rooftop at sunset, the city humming below. "I'm not doing the big gesture again," he said, laughing softly. "Last time didn't exactly go to plan. I like the flowers, she said. I'll bring you flowers every day for the rest of my life if you say yes right now. She didn't cry this time. She smiled, took his hand, and said, yes, this time, completely, for real. Epilogue: they married that spring, a small ceremony, no family trying to control it, surrounded by people who had watched them survive a year of heartbreak to find their way back. At the wedding, Ahmed's mother pulled Zara aside. I always knew there was a reason he never smiled the same after that year, she said. I'm glad I get to see it again. Zara still keeps that old photograph, the flowers, the ring box, the moment everything almost fell apart. But now it sits framed on their bedroom shelf, not hidden in a drawer. Sometimes love isn't about perfect timing. Sometimes it's about two people who lose each other once, learn exactly what silence and fear cost them, and choose, fully and loudly this time, to never let it happen again. The end.